What's going on, you guys? Welcome to today's video. We're going to be discussing the top 5 relationships in books, plural. Duh. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys will enjoy this video. In honor of Valentine's Day, it's not a holiday I typically don't celebrate, but I am a romantic at heart, and I thought, what better way for an author like myself to commemorate the holiday and give you guys a little bit of entertainment than to discuss my top 5 favorite relationships in books. These are fictional pairings in books that I've read that I think stick out and kind of speak to the heart. I will give you a warning. One of these pairings, I haven't actually read the books yet. I've been watching a television series that they're in, and it's really amazing, and I'm actually going to be getting the books to read because of this relationship, so I felt I needed to include it. But here we go. My top 5 favorite relationships in books. Here we go. Number 5 is a book, or a couple I should say, that I have to give a shout out to because it's my favorite book series of all time. I talk about it all the time whenever I discuss favorites in books. This is from the Dark Tower series, and it is the relationship between main character Roland Deschain and his one true love, Susan Delgado. This relationship takes place in the Dark Tower 4, Wizard in Glass, and this relationship actually takes place when the main character was a teenager, and he first became a gunslinger, and he was sent on a mission by his father to save him from the clutches of a very dark, sinister force that was building up in the world. Roland and 2 of his friends went to this town that was filled with corruption. They were there to see if this town's leadership was supplying arms to a very bad man. And when he was there, he met a young girl named Susan Delgado, also a teenager, and they fell in love. But the problem was that she was kind of promised by her aunt, I believe, her aunt or her mother, I can't remember. But she was promised to the mayor of this town that they live in, even though she didn't really want to marry him. And so they kind of had this passionate love affair, and truly fell deeply in love with one another to the point where he questioned his mission. And it's something up to that point you really hadn't seen from Roland, the gunslinger. You hadn't really seen a huge glimpse into the man he was before he went on this path to find the Dark Tower, which just had hardened him to a certain extent. And even though he had humanity about him, his companions, his friends, have not really seen a deep emotional person. All they had seen was the darker side of himself. So I won't spoil what happens to this relationship, but it was very powerful, and it's one of my favorite fictional relationships, so thought I'd share it with you. Number 4 on my list has got to be Clary and Jace from the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. I love this series. The only reason they're number 4 is because for some reason, I don't understand why, except to add drama. This part always throws me, but towards the end of the first book and throughout the second book, the author kind of threw this plot twist of Clary and Jace possibly being brother and sister. Don't know where that came in. They kind of cleared it up in the third book, I believe. If not towards the end of the second book, definitely in the third book. But I don't know why they added that. It was kind of creepy because throughout the first book you were kind of really shipping them hard and wanted them to get together, and then towards the end of the first book they threw out this plot twist that they might be brother and sister, and you're like, yikes. Thankfully they cleared that up. They're not related, but getting to see these 2 characters kind of starting to change each other to where they both become brand new people that just fall in love with each other and do anything for that love and go through hell, both figuratively and literally, to be with each other. That's passion, and it's such a great story. It makes the series itself way more readily connectable or connected to the readers, I think. It makes the first 6 books just really stand out. The romance is definitely a huge part of it, besides all the supernatural stuff. So yeah, Clary and Jace from the Mortal Instruments books, definitely number 4 on my list. Number 3 on my list is got to be Odd Thomas and Stormy. I don't know how you say her name. Llewellyn? Just her. We'll call her Stormy. From Odd Thomas, the book series by Dean Koontz. If you guys haven't read the first book yet, I don't want to spoil the relationship or the plot line. But let's just say that this is a very difficult relationship. What's really great is that there's no love triangle involved. Odd Thomas and Stormy are soulmates. They love each other deeply. You know, and they're equals. They stand on equal footing. I don't like seeing, in modern books at least, I know you couldn't help it in classic books, but sometimes you'll read a book and it falls into stereotypical relationships where the guy has to save the girl, you know, and the girl is kind of like a dame in distress kind of thing. I hate that. In this series created by Odd Thomas, they fight together. They do everything together. They make the decisions together. She is his equal, and he wouldn't have it any other way. And, you know, she is a kick-ass character. He is just an awesome character, and their relationship is just, you feel it deep within your soul anytime they're on the page together. And when you learn about their backstories, the tragic circumstances that brought them together in the first place, it's just such a gut-wrenching story to read, but you want to read more. And it's just such an amazing, complicated romance that spans throughout the entire series of Odd Thomas books. And the Odd Thomas series is one of my all-time favorite series. Highly recommended if you guys haven't read it yet. Even to my friends here on the community who like to read young adult books. I love young adult books too. This book is definitely way more adult than the young adult series, but it's not quite to Stephen King's level. There are some scary stuff, and there's some adult language, so if you're a teenager or a kid, definitely ask your parents first before you read this. But this is actually really well written. It kind of, to me, bridges the gap between young adult and adult. Kind of meets somewhere in the middle. And it's just one of my all-time favorite series by Dean Koontz. I'd highly recommend it, but Odd Thomas and Stormy, one of my all-time favorite relationships in a book. Number 2 on my list, I gotta go with a classic, because I love Shakespeare, and I love the writing, and I love this tragic story of it. Romeo and Juliet. 2 people who loved each other deeply, would do anything for each other, to the point where it may very well cost them their lives. I won't spoil it for you if you haven't read Shakespeare, but for most of you who are watching this channel who probably love books as much as I do, you probably, if you haven't read it, you at least know the outcome of that story. But Romeo and Juliet, one of the best classic romances ever told in books. I just had to include it in here because it's one of the classics that you have to read at least once in your life. I mean, in my opinion, everyone should read Shakespeare, if not Romeo and Juliet, at least once in their life. Just to say that they did, if not to enjoy it as much as I do. But it's a tragic love story. It's, you know, these 2 people who love each other deeply despite their families being sworn enemies, and the complicated mess that becomes of them because of these families' hatred for one another. It's really great to read. You know, definitely you can see Shakespeare had the drama down way before the CW arrived. Don't get me wrong, CW, I love you guys. Love your shows. CW all the way. I'm just saying, Shakespeare definitely had the drama down first. Number 1 on my list of fictional relationships in books, Jamie Fraser and Claire from Outlander. The Outlander series. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I have not read the Outlander series. I don't even know the author's name yet. But I found the series through Stars, the television series, and their relationship is just amazingly complicated, but you want that relationship. You know, just because this is a story of time travel, seeing their relationship come to fruition, you know, and it's not the typical, the first time we met each other, I knew I loved you kind of thing. Jamie and Claire are definitely my favorite fictional book couple. Their relationship just continues to impress me. The fact that they're willing to do anything for each other, and the fact that they're not willing, but they want to risk life and limb for each other, just speaks volumes of their love for one another, despite their rocky start. You know, a relationship should be complicated. It shouldn't be sunshine and rainbows. It should be something you fight for. A relationship should be with someone who loves you because of who you are, who doesn't want you to change, but you're willing to grow as a person for. A relationship should be where you're able to be yourself fully and completely, and have a mutual partnership and respect for one another. And that's what I see with Claire and Jamie. Like I said, rocky start, especially because they come from two different time periods, but they build quite a wonderful relationship despite, you know, whatever their circumstances are. And because of them, on the show, I definitely want to read this book series now. So that is why I put Jamie, Freja, and Claire as my #1 favorite couple in books right now. There you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you guys enjoyed this romance-inspired video. In the comments below, tell me who your favorite fictional book couple is and why. Leave your comments down below, and maybe I'll feature your comment in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up, like this video, and comment on it. And if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. It'd mean the world to me if you did. And if you do subscribe and you want to see when I upload my next video, make sure you click the bell button next to it, because that'll give you a notification every single time I upload a video. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. My social media links are down below if you would like to connect with me on Facebook or Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. All that fun stuff is down below. And yeah, that's everything today, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a fun, safe Valentine's Day. I hope you guys will enjoy it. And I will talk to you next time for a brand new video. I'll see you then. Long days and pleasant nights, my friends.